YouTube, it's Tuesday, November 11th, and this is Jennifer with the 5 Awesome Musicians with an X. I'm happy to be here with you today, and honestly, I just realized that it's actually Tuesday and that I needed to do a video post today. I've been here in my office all day since about 8 o'clock this morning. It's now almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've been working on papers and presentations. I'm currently working on a presentation on special learners and some of the law that goes into that and rules and things teachers need to know about that, especially music teachers. And I am putting together have been putting together some information on performances in something called an informant. So I thought today maybe I'd tell you a little bit about informances, what they mean and what they can do for your music programs and music concerts. It's a different way of thinking of performing and sharing music with others. So while I was teaching, I kind of did some informances, but I was looking today at some resources and I came across this program from a music concert I did in 2010 called Barnyard Hullabaloo. I developed it based on this book by Giles Andrea called Cock-a-Doodle-Doo, Barnyard Hullabaloo. It's a set of cute little short poems about animals that live on a farm, and I had created a chant to go with the little poems, and we used it at the beginning and the end of the performance. Now this performance was a large performance, and I'm going to get into some ideas of other types of performances you can do in a few minutes, but first I thought I'd share some of the ideas for music performance for elementary age children, and this program was actually for kindergarten children. And we did some songs like Farmer Brown's Cow. Now in the program, my program notes went kind of like this, and I'll read it to you. For Farmer Brown's Cow, the students reinforce singing voice skills with the song by discovering their singing voices are high and light. They practice demonstrating the difference between singing and talking. George the monkey helped the students with their singing voices by doing monkey tricks whenever they sang their requests. George could only hear singing voices. Tonight, you might catch a glimpse of George on stage to help the students remember to use their best singing voices as they are performing. So that was for one of them. I also had the students do a finger play called Plant a Little Seed, and the program notes for that were finger plays help students develop steady beat, use their singing voices, and incorporate fine motor skills by moving their fingers. Children begin developing steady beat competence when they can move every quadrant of their body to the beat. Finger plays help students internalize steady beat through experiential learning. All the students acted out the story with scarves, as you will see a few students perform tonight. Now at this point in time, I gave every student in the program an opportunity to have a moment to shine, as I called it, because I wanted every student to get to be kind of the superstar of the show. So in small groups, they had a special job to do. And every student did that special job for one of the songs or chants that we performed in the program. So this worked out very well. We had, I guess maybe in this year we would have had maybe 10 classes of kindergarten. Maybe we were down to 9, I don't know. But we had 3 or 4 classes performed together on stage at a time. It was a small stage, so we had several nights of kindergarten performances. Which a lot of the children became very scared and nervous, and some of them were showing some pretty significant signs of just being distressed before the performance. And some of them it was a week or so, a couple weeks before, as we started going into the gym and practicing on the stage. Others became very distressed that evening. Now, not all children, of course, exhibited this, and some children were very excited to get up and perform. However, they were performing on a stage in a gymnasium full of an entire large group of people. Because their parents and oftentimes other family members and friends and siblings came to watch them perform, and it was a very large venue, especially for a child who at that time was probably 6 years old. So in following up on this, I've been doing some reading on performance in children and have discovered that children actually exhibit signs of distress and anxiety before they perform, and they've actually done some studies where they've measured the cortisol levels of saliva of students before their performance and have noticed a heightened level of cortisol. So it's not just children pretending or acting to be fearful, it's that they're physically becoming filled with anxiety over their performance in some cases. So I have found a really great article on Informances in the General Music Today journal from 2010, and the author is Nomos, and I highly recommend it to you if you're looking for some more information on this. And some of the issues with anxiety are in here. But the idea basically shifts an informance is performance to informance. And informance is taking information and making that the highlight of your performance. So instead of highlighting just the performance skills of your students, you're highlighting what they're learning. So as you heard me read some of the liner notes or program notes for my students' Barnyard Hullabaloo performance, I talked about what the students were learning. In my second grade programs, I had students get up and talk about what they were learning in the songs before we performed them at the performance. However, I've started kind of shifting my idea of a performance to an informance in a different way, not just informing the parents what they're learning and pulling songs and performance ideas from the actual curricula of what we're teaching, so we don't shift away from that curriculum and the things that the students need to be learning just for the sake of performance, but instead we tie them all together. And a lot of experts in early childhood say that we should have informances that are no larger than the size of people performing. So the audience is at the same size or smaller than the group of children that are actually performing. And it's a good idea to do that in a small location, because if you're in a small location, their voices can carry better and the audience can hear them better. Also, if a child were to get distressed, you can pull them off stage and talk to them, and in a way that isn't so direct and kind of gets the attention of everyone. You can just quietly do that and put them back in the performance without them feeling bad about themselves. So informances are really great things. I encourage you to look up more about them, and if you have questions, feel free to post them below. Like our page, and I'll look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a great week.
We're 5 awesome musicians with an X that's just our way, and that's what makes us awesome.